continuing to see more and more damage show up on my plants. I would say most of the ones in my front here, these true kind of like Mediterranean style plants, they all did exceedingly well. Butia and the cistus and the ceanothus and things like that, it was like nothing. They actually grew faster. Strawberry trees, but this Trachycarpus cluster, it looks a little ragged. But I have noticed, again, we're going to try and stay with the positives. Got some big tomatoes, but this needle palm I have here, so this needle palm is 5 years old from seed, and it's flowering, which is crazy because my big one has already flowered, but this one has decided to flower. My sable cossierum, get around here. So during that heat wave, it totally pushed the rest of this frond out. And I can see another one down in there appearing. So that's done really well. These cistus I trimmed back pretty heavily right before, and they look, I mean, look at the growth through that horrible heat, and they're actually growing, which is totally crazy. Mediterranean fan palms seem to be loving it. So this is my little tiny jubea, and what's interesting is when I got it, I just bought these as seedlings. It wasn't even worth me starting them from seed. They had these long kind of strappy leaves, and since it's been out here getting full sun, look how short and thick the new fronds are. They're like 3 inches versus, you know, a foot long, and just really kind of interesting how that growth is going. My Cycas patuensis is actually looking good, surprisingly, and my sable urasana, which was just planted just a little while ago, feels bone dry, but this frond started pushing, and there's a new spear coming, so not too bad. It's had a couple fronds die off, but you know, that kind of happens when you transplant. And you can see this, the cistus after the major hack job has new growth coming up all over the place, so I'm gonna have to trim that. Beds are doing well, actually even looks a little bit fuller. Olives are doing fine. The Trachycarpus princeps seem to enjoy it. Some of the older fronds kind of died off a bit, but look at this nice new one, and that spear was not even there. Might even be 2 spears in there. So that thing is actually starting to grow. Manzanita, I think that's sunset. I mean, you can't kill these things in this level of heat. But this Camerops Humulus argentea is actually looking yellow. It was much bluer, so that one's showing a little bit of stress. The Butia Ariospatha has just been pumping the growth. Just real big thick spears, just really moving along. I would say that the oleander is done well. For the most part, the Aca Selviana, which is the pineapple guava, has done okay, but this one over here did get some burn and spots, and that Trachycarpus is looking yellow. I'm seeing this a lot on my plants where they have a really kind of a washed out color, especially on the red ones, but you can see that's burned. And look how yellow these are. I'm gonna get wet here. So how yellow these fronds are looking. They were really a nice dark green. You can see the ones up there are still green. So look at this one back here. That was green, and now it's yellow. So these Trachycarpus up front here really, they did get stressed out a bit. But the oleander, no issue. With the sprinkler going on, I'm trying to keep my grass alive. You know, another one, here's another sable urasana. Seems to have pumped out a bunch of growth. New spears coming up nicely. And a little aloe, I think Aloe striatula, has grown quite a bit, and it's got another shoot coming up. Look at that. So you're seeing a lot of, and the mule palm seems to be just as green as it was before. So kind of interesting what's done well and what hasn't. Most of these plants up here, I mean, like, look at the growth on this. I need to cut this back quite a bit, but olive trees, a little bit of stress on it. But for the most part, most of the plants up here did okay. You can see the smoke bush. It's got some crispy leaves on it there. But my backyard is where I'm seeing quite a bit of damage because there are more part shade to shade plants, and they did not tolerate this weather well. But these tough as nails plants like this bottle brush, it's a callistemon wetland challenge mutant is the variety. I have 3 of them and they just look flawless. So the majority of these kind of true Mediterranean style plants seem to be, and even those fronds there are kind of looking yellowed. So gonna gotta do some watering, but my street trees, the southern magnolia and the catalpa, have done perfect, no problems at all. So and the yuccas, you know, they're fine. So yeah, kind of interesting. You know, I'm feeling a little bummed out, and my backyard is really kind of showing the damage. But you know, up front here, I mean, this palm is really starting to look good. And yeah, I mean, I planted these for heat, and they're proving that they can take it. So I'll take that as a win. And kind of over there, I got more strawberry trees and some more ceanothus, and my Pacific madrone and my eucalyptus also have done quite well. My grass, not so much. Probably the worst grass in the neighborhood, but I think I also have the hottest aspect of anyone's yard. I'm surrounded by a lot of concrete. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can get this grass to come back to life. Kind of want to keep the moisture in the soil as much as possible because, you know, we're having a lot of fires kind of kicking off. You can see rosemary's doing well, and even the I guess that euonymus there is starting to show a bit of burn. But show you the one other Mediterranean fan palm. That one actually looks like it's put on some significant growth in the last few days. Opened up, you can see all those new spears coming up. So really interesting. The Meds are loving it. So I guess I'll be pruning back a few fronds off of this trachea. And sable minor, same thing. Pumping out growth. That's the rabbit destroyed one. The other ones are looking good too. Got to get out of the way of the sprinkler. Thanks for watching.